the flip is going on, guys, and welcome back to Oh, That Reminds Me.
That reminds me.
Oh.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
I'm your co-host, Madjet _ aka Mckenzie.
And I'm your co-host.
Okay, every time we do this, you're supposed to go after me because you're the other co-host.
Did you not hear me? Did you have me muted?
Yes, and I don't understand why you don't go right after me.
Did you hear me start going after you and then you cut me off?
See, no, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's give the viewers a little insight. It is a Monday at 9 p.m. John has worked.
Can I intro myself? They don't know who I am. Hi, I'm your co-host, Sin, aka John. Okay.
It's 9 p.m. John went to school. No, John went to work. I went to school, and I forgot that Discord has a delay. I was like, why is he taking so long to respond?
Yeah, you were like, I'm your ghost, John and Mckenzie, and then I go, and you go, why don't you just talk after me? I was like, what the fuck?
And there we go. We have our meme format for the Twitter.
Whoa. Easy post, post.
We'll go message our social media manager. If you guys don't know, this week a lot happened since our last episode.
A lot. We actually have a bunch of topics.
We have too many topics. But one thing, let's just get the wonderful fucking cat out of the bag. That's the statement. The Super Bowl happened.
Yes, sir. I went to a Super Bowl party.
And you've become a football fan this past year.
I'm a bit of a sports guy. I dabble in a little bit of football, little bit of basketball.
How'd you like the game?
So the first quarter and like kind of first half in general, but especially the first quarter, was kind of ass. Cause no one was scoring anything, and then the first quarter ended with like a field goal but no touchdowns. But by the end of it, it was a really good game. Some crazy shit happened. There's people convinced that it's rigged, which is really funny. I
did get a TikTok about people saying it was rigged.
I've seen people saying that Ice Spice was wearing an upside down cross necklace and she was wearing Balenciaga, and if you look at the one video, it looks like she's throwing up devil signs because she's part of the devil Illuminati that cursed the 49ers. Did you see the clip? I don't know if you saw any clips about the game. Did you see the
I have seen so many clips. I don't know why. Okay. My entire TikTok is all the Super Bowl. I've never watched I've never watched football. Everything I see is it.
Have you seen
Lana Del Rey getting absolutely destroyed?
Yes, but did you see the clip of the 49ers player that was like on the sideline and then he was coming off and got injured?
No.
Dude, so people are saying there was some crazy devil worship going on. This one 49ers player was like on the sideline and they were like jumping up and down and like getting hyped up and get ready to like go out on the field, right? And then it's their time to like go out to the field. So they go to run, and right when they run, the guy like tears his Achilles heel and drops to the ground injured, and he can't play for the rest of the game.
That's
not even off of like a play that happened or something.
He just can't walk. But one thing that I did, well, first of all, I would have watched the Super Bowl if I knew that Nickelodeon was doing a cover of it, because oh my god, is SpongeBob and Patrick, when they are not on script, hilarious.
When it's two random adults at a football game that low-key are just like trying to see how far they can be funny with SpongeBob and Patrick, it is very funny. Because
and then you have and then you have Dora the Explorer popping up being like, can you show me where the end zone is?
And she explains like the fouls and stuff. Yeah.
Shit was crazy.
And then, did you see the celebrities that the Nickelodeon game had?
Yeah.
Billie Eilish. That's the only name that I remember.
Chalamet. Taylor Fish.
There was like a Post Malone fish. There was all different kinds. Also, SpongeBob made a joke.
Oh
I
no.
can't remember the context of it, but
Oh, I have it
they were
here.
talking the Leonardo DiCaprio one.
Yes.
Yeah, they were like talking about Leonardo DiCaprio, and then he makes a joke from the show where he goes like 25, and then the play
I don't know
starts
how
happening,
good quality this is.
and then the play starts happening, and then
Catch me if you can with these pizzas.
Leonardo DiCaprio is low. See what you did there?
No cap, huh?
Leonardo DiCaprio, 25. That's about his dating history.
I don't know if it picked up, but he just went.
It picked up for me.
That's about his dating history.
yeah, just as the play's happening, he goes, "That's about his dating history," and he just made fun of Leonardo DiCaprio live on fucking TV in front of the whole world, and about how he only dates young girls, which is wild. SpongeBob is calling him out on that.
But I would have watched. I hope that Nickelodeon does it again, because that's all the clips that I'm seeing, and I'm happy about it.
They did like a bunch of the games. This was like the first year that they did like a bunch of games on Nickelodeon, and then it's because I think like Paramount had the rights or whatever, and they own like Nickelodeon, so they had it airing for like kids. So they'll probably do it again next year.
Now, one thing also is that I think the coach for the Chief also looks like the old guy from Monsters University, Uzma Kappa. I just wanted to say that real quick, because goddamn.
One of the best meme formats of the year so far has come out of the game of Travis Kelce yelling at the Chiefs coach, Mr. Andy Reid.
But one thing that I always watch with the Super Bowl is the halftime show. That's when I pull up, other than the commercials. But I didn't care about the commercials this year. I had 2 assignments to do.
One interesting thing, side note about the commercials. One interesting thing about the commercials is because of Taylor Swift's, which I know you hate her, whatever. Because of Taylor Swift's,
we'll get into it.
Because of Taylor Swift's impact on the NFL, it's increased the amount of women that watch football, and so there's actually a lot more ads geared towards women, and they weren't all just men truck big explosion.
It wasn't all
this
Timu?
year. Just kind of, I mean, half of them were Timu, the other half were Jesus. Where does all right, we'll get into the ads later. I didn't want to cut you off with the halftime show. I got a lot.
So if you are not aware, Usher was the halftime show performer. However, halfway through the set, he was kind of looking like Gusher with the amount of times he was sweating.
Okay, you're still on your award show monologue.
We'll get into that too.
Okay.
And also, I saw this one on TikTok. I'm stealing, but Alicia Keys was not on keys.
Did you see? Wait, did you see the drama with that?
That they edited it out?
Yeah. Oh my God, Mandela effect in real time. They're trying to gaslight us.
So yeah, Alicia Keys was a guest, and she did not hit the key.
She did not hit the notes that she was supposed to hit.
And I feel like Usher just has so many hits that it is a hard selection. But how the fuck do you not play DJ God Is Falling in Love Tonight? That is my favorite song since I was little. I love that song.
It's a controversial take.
You don't like the song?
Usher's
the Minecraft version's better?
Mid.
Okay, but also, you know how many songs that got popular? But there's so many. There was just so much going on. The amount of song switches, the amount of guests, the amount of rollerblades and falling skater, falling.
So this was one of
strippers.
This was one of the longest halftime shows in Super Bowl history, and something that's interesting about that is it's only 13 minutes long. You do not get a lot of time at the the halftime show.
Is it weird to say that it didn't maybe this is a good thing, but it didn't feel what 13 minutes you said?
I think
feel
that's how long it was. Something like that.
Rihanna, which was last year, was way longer. I felt I was enjoying it.
Which it was interesting listening to Fear Ann because it was recorded before the Super Bowl, but the problem is the past the 2 years before Usher for the Super Bowl, it was the first one, it was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige.
You mean after Rihanna?
It was crazy, and then after that, it was Rihanna. I'm sure. And now it's Usher, so it's just Usher's not bad, but it's it's going downhill. You know what I mean? Like, you can't top
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
But he did good with what he had. I wasn't upset at the performance, but like, I'm just not a big Usher fan. Like, I don't have anything wrong with him, but I'm just not a big fan. So
I just feel like it was just kind of like boring. I don't know.
Mhm.
I was it just
I've
trying to get a bug off of him.
I've seen very mixed reviews of like people saying this is one of the best halftime shows in a while, and then other people saying it was boring and ass.
Now, do you want to talk about the ads before I switch the topic?
Yeah, really quickly. First of all, how did Temu get 4 ad spots? Second of all,
Did Kanye have an ad?
no, I don't think it like played on TV. I think he just like posted it.
I
He just, like,
swear I
made one.
saw one being like, we bought an ad spot, but it was really expensive, so go look up Yeezys or something. I don't know. I kept getting that on TikTok.
But what's it called? Jesus had 2 ad spots. Since when does Jesus have
Do you
Super
mean,
Bowl
like,
ad money?
Jesus Christ?
Yes, it was literally just like just advertising like Jesus.com or some shit like that. It was just like for the church. And it's like, when does the church have like $50 million to just spend on Super Bowl ad money? Where the fuck? When you give, what is it called, like tithe or whatever, when you're at church and they like collect money, are they just saving up for Super Bowl ad spots? Like, what the? That's wild.
I did not know Jesus. I have not seen anything, but maybe it was just yours.
No, everyone was like, people were talking about it on Twitter and stuff
I've
like
not
that.
seen a single thing about Jesus commercial. All I have seen is, God, do people hate Temu?
No, because I saw one that was saying like, since when does Jesus have Super Bowl money? And someone quote retweeted it, and they were like, "Are you pocket watching our Lord and Savior?" I thought that was funny.
So wait, what were they advertising?
It was literally just like, it would just be like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, they're not very memorable, like, but it was advertising Jesus and like the church. Let me see if I
That's
can find
crazy.
Jesus
Did it work?
Super Bowl ad. I mean, we're talking about it. That's Sarah V with. Yeah,
Michael, Sarah.
like it was just showing like random pictures of like people, and then it said, it's like people washing feet, and it said Jesus didn't teach hate, he washed feet. that's the ad. It's like, what?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And it would say
Definitely.
like Jesus, but then like the us in Jesus was like in yellow, because like.
All right,
Yeah.
on to our next category. So John mentioned earlier that Fear and recorded their podcast before the Super Bowl, and I'm assuming
True.
talked about the Super Bowl.
Yes, they
You know
did.
what we did? We filmed our podcast before the Grammys.
Yes, we did.
So let's take a very quick deep dive. Why is Lana Del Rey Taylor Swift's little pet? What? I'm lost.
They're just friends.
But like, so the whole controversy with Lana Del Rey and Taylor Swift is basically, if you don't know, Taylor Swift won Best Album of the Year,
Yeah.
and Lana Del Rey is a feature on that album. However, she was also nominated. So
For her own album.
for her own album. So when Taylor won, she kind of dragged Lana Del Rey up onto the stage
Yeah.
and kind of made her stand there.
That was kind of awkward, but
Yeah.
I see the intention of it was because she was trying to give Lana her props, because like she even said in like her speech that like a lot of women wouldn't be where they are if it weren't for like Lana Del Rey's like trailblazing and stuff like that, and like the work she does. So like I respect it. Feel like she didn't have to bring her up on stage, but I don't know.
I just feel like it made the situation so awkward.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, she just want to like bring her friend up, bring attention to her, and it's like she, with that win, she like broke history and like broke a record, so like emotions are probably just like high and like your mind's racing and stuff like that, like you're not thinking
I know
about it.
one thing also was that award was presented by Celine Dion, I believe.
Yes.
And people were mad that Taylor completely ignored her and just grabbed the Grammy.
This I saw, or I heard on Fear and like two reasons for this. One, just like again, she just broke history and like, emotions are running high and like her mind is racing all different kinds of places. And two, Celine Dion has some sort of like it's like stiff person's disease or something like that, where like basically I could be getting this totally wrong. Don't take this as fact, but basically like your body's just like turning to cartilage and she's just like dying and like
she does have I don't know if illness is the correct word, but she does have something like that. However, you don't have to hug her. Just saying like it's an honor to receive this award from
Yeah, but it's like again, like
right,
you're not thinking about if you just went up and you won like streamer of the year for this like the 6th time or something,
and it was like I would not care about the award.
And it was like
fucking give her. I'd be like, oh my god.
And you're like. You just won Streamer of the Year for the 6th time, making you the most winning streamer of all time in history. And you go up and Pokemon's giving the award, and like your emotions just running high. You just broke history, like all this. Like, yeah, you might forget to go, "Yo, thanks, Pokemon," in your speech. You know what I mean?
I love Pokemon. Clean. Speaking about the Grammys and continuing on a little Taylor Swift rant, because apparently everything in this goddamn world revolves around her.
That's because she's the industry.
She announced at the Grammys that she has a new album. And
yes, sir.
Maybe this is a me thing, but it was given off getting engaged at your like friend's wedding kind of vibes.
I don't think it's that severe. I think it's like kind of awkward, but also again, Taylor Swift.
Because she's kind of just making the whole night about her.
I mean, Taylor Swift is the music industry, so really the whole night is always about her. And two,
if she made good new music, maybe.
Well, she kind of won Album of the Year more than anyone in history, so.
That's also because she has like fucking 30 albums.
That's not true.
She has a lot of fucking albums, man.
What's it called? Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of weird to do, but also, she's Taylor Swift. She knows what she wants, and she was accepting an award, and she announced an album.
Now, continuing the Taylor Swift spree, this is now, I'm going on to her side. Holy shit, if I was Taylor Swift, I would want to fucking crawl into a hole because she cannot move without getting tracked down, traced. And I would go absolutely insane if somebody knew my every second movement of where like I'm going and everything.
Mm-hmm. She's the most famous woman on the planet.
That is awful.
It's fucked.
But like, who's the most famous guy, the male on the planet?
Arguably, people say Messi.
Do you know where he is right now? Did he take a private jet?
He's in Miami.
Do you know how long the private jet was?
He's probably in Miami.
Like, it's just
likely
insane.
place for him to be. I think that's. But yeah, no, Taylor's like on a whole nother level, and that's partially because like, while Messi's like the most famous man on the planet, he's just that. He's a man, so he gets a lot less scrutiny and a lot less just like hate and a lot less eyes on him in general. Whereas women are just constantly under a microscope as it is, so that's just amplified by being the most famous one.
But what's it called? But yeah, I could never.
I don't know how she does it.
She's everywhere, and it gives me a headache. I have her blocked on. I have her blocked on Twitter. I have her name blocked on Twitter. I have every variation of her name blocked on Twitter. Yet somehow I keep getting tweets. I literally sent John today a TikTok of Taylor Swift because I went, "Why the fuck is Marshmallow there?" Like it was just
she's the industry, and she's every industry.
But like,
she's the music industry. She's the sports industry. She's apparently making a movie soon, so she's gonna be the movie industry.
However, Billie Eilish did win Song of the Year.
Fog. Side note.
Also, No,
you were continuing.
Is it on Grammys?
It's on Taylor Swift.
Okay, we'll keep Taylor Swift going. I'll go with the Grammys.
I was just gonna take, because I was talking to Angel about this earlier in the group chat. I don't know if you read anything about it, but I was
I don't
curious.
read.
I was curious on your opinion of people. I think it's crazy overreacting, but people saying that Travis is a red flag and that he abuses Taylor in private
Whoa,
for
what?
yelling at Andy Reid, the coach.
That's an insane fucking.
That's
like,
yeah. People are saying that like she needs to get out of that relationship. He's toxic. Probably abuses her. Big red flag. Because he yelled at Andy Reid that he should be involved in plays when a play went wrong in the biggest game of the year. Like I think he's just. My take on it was he's a competitive person. He's the best in his position. Tensions are high because it's the Super Bowl and it's hot off of basically. The context is the coach didn't involve him in a play, and then the play resulted in them throwing a fumble and the other team getting possession of the ball. So he was just yelling at Andy Reid that like he should be involved in more plays and like he should be the one getting the ball.
So I don't know anything about Travis Kelce. Is that his name?
Yeah.
I don't know really anything about him. I feel like Taylor Swift has gone through a lot of relationships and probably knows what's best for her. And like,
Yeah.
I kind of said this when this was my thoughts when like Billie Eilish was in like a relationship with somebody. Who was it?
Jesse Rutherford, I think. Why do I know that off the top of my
Yeah.
head? That's crazy.
Who is he? I forget who he is.
He is in some sort of band. He's lead vocalist of The Neighborhood.
Hey, look at me go.
Yeah.
And like a lot of fans were like really upset about that, and like she has been in a few very bad relationships.
Side
but
note,
the
by the
same-
way, very funny. Most of his pictures on Google are with Billy when you look up his name and hit images.
But yeah, like what's it called? Like a lot of fans were like upset and worried about her, and she has been in a lot of really bad like relationships in the past. But at the end of the day, you don't know her.
Yeah.
Like this is a parasocial relationship. You are being too involved. You don't know what's happening. You don't know the relationship. You don't know the situation. And also, don't you want her just to be happy? I think that she has a lot of people surrounding her life that know more about the situation, that can be more like aware. Like I think I would be more like if I was in her position and like someone was like, "Don't you date your boyfriend?" I'd be like, "Shut up."
And it's
like
crazy.
if it's somebody that doesn't even know us.
And it's crazy when it comes to this, especially because her last relationship, she was very her boyfriend basically didn't want anything to do with like her fame and stuff like that, and with her being the most famous woman on the planet, that was crazy. So like there's paparazzi clips of like
is this Taylor Swift?
Yeah, there's paparazzi clips of them like leaving buildings and stuff like that, and like he's like covering her up and they're like rushing to the car, and like he just like didn't go out with her, didn't want to like be seen out with her and stuff like that, and she was very like shut off. Whereas when it comes to Travis, they're very public in their relationship, and they like she looks so happy. So it's crazy to go from like seeing that and seeing them happy together and like going out together, partying and like singing along with each other and stuff, to Travis Kelce yells at his coach and people are saying that he abuses her.
It's the heat of the moment. Like if I'm in a Val match, I'm screaming.
Imagine the way I compared it in like basketball is like no one cares that like way back when like Michael Jordan thought that he should be taking like certain important game-winning shots and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And like yelling at the coach to give the ball to him. So it's basically the same thing as that, but because everyone just wants to hate on Taylor, hate on Travis, and hate on the Chiefs right now, they like amplified it by 1,000,000 and just said that he was an abusive boyfriend. And I think that's
like
crazy.
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but I do get a lot of their fucking content because I can't fucking escape it. And like they are cute. Like just let the girl be happy.
Just let them live.
Even though her fucking new album sounds like it's gonna be a therapy session. But
there's a song. I'm sorry. The only thing about the Taylor album I'll ever mention on the podcast. There's a song called "So Long London." I'm pretty sure that's the title.
There's also a song called Fortnite, right?
Yeah, but it's like The Length of Time. That's featuring Post Malone.
I hate how I don't like Taylor Swift, and I know so much fucking about her because like you're a big fan, and then Natalie's a big fan, and then Cutie Cinderella, who's a content creator that I consume a lot of content of, is a big fan.
Your
And
sister's
then
a
my
big fan.
my sister's a big fan. I just can't
You're
escape her.
and the music you listen to is very Taylor adjacent. Like you're not that far removed from Taylor. Like you like some of Lana Del Rey's songs. Lana Del Rey and her are like really really good friends. You know. You like Billie Eilish. There's a big crossover between Billie fans and Taylor fans.
And then I like Olivia Rodrigo, who just copyrights all her songs. So like,
yeah, Olivia Rodrigo was a gigantic Swiftie, so like.
but then Taylor Swift stood up and clapped at her performance. So now the drama's dead.
Oh,
and the beef
that's
is
another thing
squashed.
I want to know your opinion on that a lot of people were putting under a microscope. Taylor, for every performer and every like acceptance speech and stuff like that, was stood up, but not many other people were. So she kind of like stood out and was like the only person standing up. Cringe or not?
I think that if you should treat the performance as if, like, as a musician, you should treat the performance as if, like,
You were performing.
you're performing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just like the fucking kindergarten treat people how you want to be treated. Like, to be fair, also, they had Taylor Swift in the front row. They had a camera on her constantly. Like, like I saw a fucking video before this of Taylor Swift fucking picking up cups and them going, "Oh my god, she's so thoughtful. I love her. She's picking up the cups in her little suite in the football game. Oh my god." Like that's just a decent she's just
Yeah.
like
I
you don't have to like
I have a mini
make
story to
everything
tell.
such a big fucking deal. Like it's annoying. She'll like breathe and they'll be like, "Oh my god, she breathed."
Yeah, but I mean, everyone does that about everybody. It's just Taylor's amplified because she's the biggest.
It's annoying.
Like, if they were saying that about Billie, you wouldn't be annoyed, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. But,
No, I'd be like, let the girl fucking live. Like, she's
I guess
just
then.
being a human.
But one thing that annoyed me so much, so I went to my brother's house for a Super Bowl party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, other than one of his friend's girlfriends who made her own sweater and came saying that said "Go Taylor Swift's boyfriend," no one else wanted the Chiefs to win, and everybody else just like
But you
hated,
wanted to.
like other than like me and her. I'm saying,
Okay.
and they left kind of early because they had work in the morning. So then I was pretty much the only one. My mom wanted the Chiefs to win, but like she wasn't like sat with everyone really. She was like doing other stuff. And so I'm just like sitting there and like, okay, hate Taylor all you want, but like at least be consistent in the hate and like make it make sense. Because there was a play that happened where Travis caught the ball, right? And like gained some big yards. And when that happened, the one guy's girlfriend goes, "Oh, and now they're gonna cut and they're gonna show Taylor because that's all they do." And they don't cut and they don't show Taylor, right? Then next play, Travis Kelce gets the ball. And then they do show Taylor, and then she goes, "I hate how they show her in every single play. Like, she's like, you don't have to see your reaction every time." And it's like, you just tried pointing out that they're always showing her, and they didn't show her, and now you're complaining that they always show her. It just makes no sense. That frustrated me.
See, what I do is I just don't look at Super Bowl games. However, I was in the other room with my sister watching it, and other than her being like, "Did they win? Did they win? Who won?" At the end,
I was live texting Natalie the like score updates.
What's it called? Other than that, all I would hear Jade go, "Show Taylor Swift! Oh my god, it's Taylor Swift! Oh my god, look, it's Taylor Swift!"
They showed her for 54 seconds, which was less than 1% of the like multi-hour broadcast.
Just you know, it just gives me a headache.
Fair.
However, guys, there is even more things we have to talk about. Like I said, this is a packed week. Now let me go into our topics channel. Should we talk about? I don't know why you wrote rate Grammy performances. Ain't no way we're gonna do that. But to bring up the Grammys one more time, Billie Eilish performed "What Was I Made For." Also, Dua Lipa looked amazing. Second of all, so yeah, Billie Eilish performed "What Was I Made For," and in the TV broadcast of it, you could not hear Phineas at all, who is her brother, who was doing the backing vocal track on the piano, but with many videos from the actual like inside the. I think the stadium's called Bitcoin Stadium or something crazy like that.
It is the Crypto.com arena. It's where the Lakers play.
Yes, that's a stupid fucking name. You could hear him very
Crypto.com
loud
paid
and clear.
a bag for that name. It used to be the Staples Center.
That was a lot better. Can we get that back? But
yeah, it has been a bad week for audio engineers on TV because Usher's mic was kind of fucked at the start of the performance, and like the Grammy mics, like you could hear the oh my god, it was so frustrating in some of the performances. You could hear like the crowd murmuring and talking and like shuffling around,
which is also
more than you
really
could hear this like singing.
Like,
yeah.
Because, like, half of the fucking Grammys, when you go into the actual thing, it's commercials. They present 6 awards, and then there's commercials and, like, 7 performances. Like, the half of the whole thing is a performance. So watch the fucking performance. You know?
I agree.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay, I would make sure that was the last thing on that. Quick topic. Do you want to talk about the 100 Thieves Pokemon drama? Do you know about this?
I don't know anything about this.
You don't know anything about this? Okay, then I'm curious on your take on this. So, basically, 100 Thieves and Pokemon announced a collaboration.
Not
right?
Pokemon.
Not Pokemon. Pokemon, the game, right? So they announced a collaboration, and they had some pieces, like there was like a Letterman jacket, which, small side note on drama, which is like drama within the drama. The Letterman jacket was $1,000. They had like a quarter zip that was like a fleece sort of like jacket thing that was kind of sick. They had like special made corduroy pants and like all these like custom like garments, right? But also as part of the drop, they had like t-shirts with the 100 Thieves logo stitched in and then like a Pokemon screen printed on, right? So it'd be like 100 Thieves and then like a Pikachu, right? Something just like clean, simple. And when I saw it, I thought the drop looked like pretty decent, pretty cool, right? And something like that, it's just like a clean, simple piece of clothing, like it just says 100 Thieves, a little Pikachu or like a Charizard or something. And I'm a fan of simple stuff like that. But there was big drama that Nadeshot even had to make a video and like address where people were saying that 100 Thieves was extremely lazy in making stuff that was just like a t-shirt with a Pokemon on it and their logo, when like I took it as just they have like the loud stuff and then there's like the minimal clean looking clothes. So I was curious if you, which actually goes into a viewer question, first time we're tapping into a viewer question partway in, because I remembered it. Someone actually asked, I'm trying to pull it up right now, question for us to answer. Izuku actually asked, do you like a print like on the front of your top or on the back? And I am sort of, I don't like, for me it depends on the clothing. Like I think you can do good front graphics, but overall if I just had to pick one, I would say like small simple thing on the front and then maybe more on the back.
Personally for me, I like a simple design, like a small little thing on the front, and like I'm fine with stuff on the back, but
it doesn't even have to be something.
Majority of the time, I'm wearing a jacket. It's Canada. It's cold. No one's gonna see the fucking back. But I love like a little like, not crochet. What is it called? Stitched. What is it?
Embroidered.
What is it called? Embroidered. Thank you. Embroidered. Whatever the fuck you just said. I love that like, on the front of like a crew neck.
Yeah.
Like it's a vibe.
So that's how I took the like the hoodies and like the embroidered t-shirt with like the screen printed Pokemon. I thought it was just minimal and clean, but there was a lot of people that gave 100 Thieves shit and got mad about it.
That's crazy. I feel like they always get hate though, but
but this was
$1,000 for a hoodie is a lot.
The $1,000 for the varsity jacket is wild, but I just thought it was crazy that like there was so much drama that like Nadeshot had to sit down and make like a multi-minute video addressing people, and then people still hated him in the reactions to that video. That was wild.
Now, speaking about video games, oh, that reminds me, Epic Games and Disney collab. You see that like fucking like you see that like transition? Like,
Yeah,
oh
that was
shit,
clean. That was
yeah,
clean. That was
like,
clean. The Epic Games Disney merger sort of collaboration. Do you know much about this or no?
no.
So,
Well, I do, but like,
basically, for those of you who haven't heard and you live under a rock, Disney paid Epic Games $1.5 billion to own 10% of the company of Epic Games, just overall in general.
whoa.
But part of that collaborative effort is that Fortnite is building a universe for Disney, which
So
I
is
think
this
is
like
crazy.
Disney Infinity all over again kind of vibe?
It's sort of like, this seems like crazier. So like Disney Infinity, if you don't know, was sort of, if you know Skylanders, it was basically like a Disney game where like you could buy Disney figurines and you put them on a little like portal thing, and like you could like play as Disney characters, and like each one had their own sort of like story to them and stuff like that. This is more from what it seems of like what the articles say and what executives have said about it, is that like it's gonna be its own big like universe where you can go and you'll be able to watch Disney content. You'll be able to watch Marvel. They've already teased like ESPN because Disney owns that, so you'll be able to watch like sports, Star Wars, Marvel stuff. You'll be able to interact with the characters, you know, like Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph. You'll be able to buy stuff in there. You'll be able to create stories, play games. Like it is going to be an all encompassing like stop for everything Disney,
Mm-hmm.
which can be crazy. What are your
So it's
thoughts?
just Fortnite again. It's like I don't really
It's like-
care.
You're a big Disney person. I figured this would be like
I'm a
huge
very
for you.
big Disney person, but like,
If you could like go like to like you know, walk around a city or whatever, and then you know, buy some like Star Wars stuff or watch some content, and then you can go and like experience
is-
an entire story with like Ahsoka or like play
yeah,
say someone makes like
this
Battlefront,
just sounds like Disney Dreamlight Valley.
but that's Stardew Valley.
What?
This Disney Dreamlight Valley is like basically Stardew Valley-ish, or like Animal Crossing. This is like they can make any game, like they'll be able to watch
it's
content,
Roblox
experience
with the
content.
rights.
It's essentially, yeah, like Fortnite Creative or like Roblox, but with direct tie-in and rights, and like they'll be able to put in like any Disney characters from any franchises and stuff like that.
I think I just have to wait till I like actually see it, but
Mhm.
it doesn't sound like the most like intriguing thing.
I
Like
think
it
it's
would be
crazy.
sick to like go on an adventure with Ahsoka.
Like imagine just being able to boot up Fortnite and then you can go to like Endor and like experience like a whole story there, and then you
What
go
am I
over and
doing
you're in,
there?
like, the Ice Kingdom and Elsa and
But are there
you're,
like
or you're experiencing Toy
quests?
Story.
Am I
Yeah,
like
you'll be able to.
fighting
Yeah, you'll be able to.
stuff?
You'll be able to play. You'll be able to watch. You'll be able to create. It's like all encompassing universe.
You know what I'm excited to watch?
What are you excited to watch?
Phantom Menace in theaters.
Are you going?
I want to. I'm hoping. If you guys don't know, it is the
25th. Yeah.
25th anniversary of the first ever Star Wars prequel, Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. This is when Qui-Gon was still alive and Obi-Wan was a
spoilers, bro,
Padawan.
spoilers.
Oh,
The
my
movie's,
bad.
the movie's not in
I
theaters yet.
fuck.
Don't spoil it, bro.
Oh, my bad. It's when that one dude does that one thing and then they fall.
Whoa.
And I would love to see it. I've always wanted to see the especially Revenge of the Sith in the wonderful movie theater, because that'd be absolutely sick.
Uh-huh.
I'm just in that Duel of Fates, Duel of Fates
Mhm.
in a movie theater. Like that shit would go hard.
What would go super hard? I don't know if it'd be at that theater, but there's a theater that I went to and saw. I think it's when I saw Rogue One for the first time. One of my friends brought me. I don't know where it is. It's not like super close to my house. It's like a bit of a trip, but they basically play like the music live as like an orchestra while you watch the movie.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
That would be sick to see Duel of Fates.
They've had like a lot. I think I saw one for like the sequels, but I haven't seen any because like when I go to like the convention stuff, they like advertise this at like a booth, and like I would love to see Revenge of the Sith or Phantom Menace sequels. Not really like I feel like Oppenheimer would be sick.
Yeah, I've seen them do it with Oppenheimer.
Or like Spider-Man into the into the Spider-Verse. I was right the first time.
That would be
Like
an interesting one because would that be
jump...
would an orchestra play? Because like the music's by Metro Boomin. do you get Metro in there?
I've seen people. I've already seen it before, but like it was like when you jump like when he jumps off the building to like, and he like becomes Spider-Man. Like that scene with the orchestra just feels like I don't know. I want to go to one eventually. I feel like
it was really cool when I went.
I just like have to like I don't like to rewatch movies a lot. Like I have to be in a certain mood and I have to really like the movie if it's recent. Like I think I watched Hunger Games and The Snakes and the Songbirds like pretty recently after I watched it in theaters, and I was happy to do it again because I really liked that movie, and I was like, I need to watch it again because that shit was too good.
Still haven't seen it.
Like I will never get to talk about it. I've mentioned it so many times.
I need to wait till it's on streaming.
I watched it at home, very legally.
Very legal. Yep.
Very legally. CS2 sticker update.
Okay,
Am I right?
I wasn't sure if you had more to say about that or if I could transition. Yeah.
Bad.
Do you know about the CS2 sticker
I've
update?
seen one photo and I did not want to see anything else.
Do you know what the update did to the stickers or no?
I do, but let's give a little recap to the viewers.
All right. So for the longest time in CS:GO, there's weapon skins and then there's also stickers. And ever since stickers have been introduced, each gun has certain set positions for the stickers. I think every gun had 4.
Not anymore.
But basically, yeah, you just chose which of those 4 positions you wanted to put it on, and that was that. But now you can freely put any sticker anywhere you want on a gun, and you can put 5 stickers on every gun. And naturally, immediately, people made penises and slurs, and there's been a few cool crafts that have been done with it, but majority is just slurs. And I'm curious how Valve is going to moderate that. Because so far they've done nothing.
Undo what they did.
But then it's like, do you keep the stickers on the gun? Do you like return the stickers to the inventory? Like what do you do about that?
Yeah, that was not the smartest update by them.
It definitely wasn't. They should have learned from like old Call of Duty emblems that
they should have just known their community too.
Yeah, that too. And it's interesting because they've also like reacted to the fact that everyone made slurs and stuff, because they tweeted out like, yo, show us your cool new crafts with the sticker update. And then they posted a GIF that was like, that's like not what I expected or something like that. So like they've sort of acknowledged the fact that it's all racist, but they haven't done anything about it. So
that's not the greatest sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about
signs,
I went.
Did you read that sign when you went to that thing?
I went to a mall. Sort of.
Whoa, guys, let's get some claps and shit. Jonathan left the house.
I've been leaving the house a lot.
I know, you leave the house every day because you have work.
Not even just for that. Just like I've been leaving the house a lot. Been like with my mom and stuff. But yeah, so I went to like outlet malls, which do you guys have outlet malls in Canada?
We do have outlet malls. Yeah. We're not fucking weird. Like,
well, I don't know, bro. Yeah, basically I went to these outlet malls, and it's basically like it's like a mall, but instead of being like all indoors, it's like a bunch of stores outside, and most of them are like outlets, so it's where like you can get big deals on a lot of stuff. And first of all, my mom has like offered to bring me here before, and I'm like, but I didn't see what stores they have. They have everything at this place, bro. There's a Nike store, a Reebok store, a Levi's store, a New Balance store. They got like every shoe store in the world. There's a box lunch. which is where I can get my Lightning McQueen jacket, but they didn't have it in my size there, so I was kind of sad. So I'm gonna wait and hopefully they get it. If not, I'll just buy it online. But they got like everything there, right? And I went to the New Balance store because I like shoes and I want to get a new pair of shoes. And also, recently I was looking at a pair of shoes that I really liked that I have to buy on resale because I didn't get it when it dropped. And for every size, it's about $200 to $350 for the shoe, right? Not bad. For a size 15, they're being listed at $5,000.
Huh?
So I was like, well,
I thought you said you were going to buy it. Oh my God.
no. I was like, well, I have some room in my size 15s. So what if I can like squeeze in a 14, right? So when we were in the New Balance store, I asked the guy, shout out Jared, by the way, not Jared that I work with. This is a new Jared. Shout out Jared at the New Balance
Do we
store.
haven't had a Jared update from work in a hot minute?
He's doing chill. He's chilling.
Still hating
Doing his
Boba
thing.
Fett? Wait, no, that's
He
not it.
loves Boba Fett. He
He's
hates
still hating Frozen?
and he
Yeah.
hates Nintendo. He thinks Nintendo is for babies.
He did not like this week then, huh? With the 100 Thieves drama, because
Oh.
that's and then with the Epic Games genre, yeah.
But basically, I was like, "Yo, do you guys have the thing where I can like measure my foot here and like see?" And so he was like, "Yeah." So then I did, and I found out that I probably can fit in a 14 in some shoes.
So you've
that's
been
hype.
buying a bunch of money
then-
shoes for no reason?
Well, no, they still like the shoes that I bought. They all fit fine, but like I can squeeze in a 14. And then he was like testing out. He like went and grabbed some shoes for me, and I found out that in certain New Balance models, I can actually fit in a 13 wide.
Oh,
13 wide.
that's a big difference than 15.
I tried out a pair of 990s in a 13 4E, which is like a really wide. Like,
What the
it's, like,
fuck?
wider. And they were very comfy. And
Did you get it?
I'm gonna be going back like next week and getting them.
Hey, yo. You know what's crazy?
Shut
Because
up.
I actually haven't been going to the mall. Like, I used to go to the mall weekly. That was like
Uh-huh.
my like daily occurrence was me and my mom would go to the mall. But I have not been going to the mall in a hot minute.
Well, the outlet malls have like every store that I would ever need. I got,
Yeah, but it's cold outside.
and then it also has my new favorite restaurant. So, but I can't talk about that because it doxes me. So I'm gatekeeping.
He's a gatekeeper.
He's a maniac.
Now, have you ever seen the color yellow?
Yeah, I've seen the color yellow a lot.
Possibly today?
Yeah, I saw it today.
Wow, that's
Involving
crazy.
The yellow line discourse.
Now, can you tell me what the yellow line discourse really is?
Yes, I'm actually curious. Do you know about it? This is
I
very
have no
niche, so I
clue.
doubt. Yeah.
I'm like,
Um,
what the fuck is this? Is what?
I'm curious on your take as someone who has recently been delving into single player games with streams, such as like
Yes.
Elden Ring, right?
Yes, that's a multiplayer game,
And-
possibly too.
Not really though.
Well, you can play multiplayer, like Poikro and Dug Dug, the same Dug Dug. I don't know.
Like, not really.
They did like
Anyways,
multiplayer, and they
So, the yellow line discourse is a discussion that happens a lot, but it came back up and kind of went viral again within gaming communities where people talk about if there's a need and whether they hate or they're fine with. Essentially, I forget what game it was. It might have been like a Resident Evil, but basically someone brought it up this time when it went viral where they were looking at a ladder and it like blatantly had like yellow paint on it that like made it stand out from everything else because it's like that's where you're supposed to go, right? So the discussion is essentially, do you like games that make it really obvious where you
Yes.
have to go or like the
Did no
path
one
to
watch you play
follow?
Elden Ring? I fucking
Or
hated
do you
exploring.
prefer it being all immersive and you having to explore and figure it out? Because there's people who say like, no shit, I would have to climb the ladder. You don't have to paint it yellow. You're an idiot. Or like, also in that game, I guess all the crates are like painted yellow that you can break open. But people are like, people should be smart enough to not have to do that.
See, I feel like there should be like like not like painted out. It shouldn't be
Uh-huh.
painted out to you, but you should know where to go. Because like
Mhm.
when I played Elden Ring, there were so many options, so many opportunities that I just was overwhelmed, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, because I'm the type of person, I like making progression. I like
Mhm.
advancing in the game. I like, getting a little check mark on my little mission.
Uh,
And like even games like Breath of the Wild, I don't like Breath of the Wild because it took me fucking like 10 hours maybe to get the paraglider, which is the first fucking mission, because I was just so lost.
uh-huh.
But like then there's games like Spider-Man. Like a little bit different because I love Marvel. I like Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
So I do have like that character connection, but like I like the games where you're kind of sitting there and you're watching a movie, but you're also playing it. Like you're like that's like the immersion. You know what I'm on about?
Uh-huh.
Like I like getting cutscenes to a fight scene. Like I like
Uh-huh.
learning more about the story and everything like that. Like I don't think that needs to be painted in yellow, but I do feel like there should like the ladder example. Like okay, that's pretty like that. Yeah, obvious. Kind of like with Jedi Fallen Order, where like you have a place you can go on the map and like it's marked and you can go straight there, but there's
Mhm.
also a bunch of areas you can explore if you want. Like I went straight there and then I went back and I explored once I was
Mhm.
finished the story and everything. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's my little
one thing that was interesting, there was a thread that part of this like a game dev actually made a thread about things that he thought would be obvious, but after having people play test his games, turned out to not be obvious and like changes he had to make. And
yeah,
like
because he made it. He knows like that's when like
well it's
you
like so like one of the examples he had was like uh when in this one game, I guess, like there was a town and no one was like going in the buildings and like talking to the town people or anything. So then he put an exclamation point over the building, and then the townspeople and like the people you would talk to would tell you to go to the shop, and the shop had a sign, but players there was a lot of players who couldn't find the shop, so then he had to put an exclamation point over the shop when like you have to go to the shop so that it was like obvious to go to. And so that's like the discourse of like should games be just like there's just like signs around and you have to note it, like one thing with like Starfield, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure there was no like city or like town maps, or like the maps weren't really good, or and it was mainly supposed to be like when you're walking around a city, there's like signs that point you in directions of certain buildings or certain areas, and you're supposed to use that and not like a map. But then there's a lot of people who say they would rather have a map that shows them exactly where they need to go.
What do you prefer?
Um, See, I think I prefer sort of in the middle, like you said, where it's not like a blatant painted yellow line or like super obviously like you must go here, you should go here. But I like it when it still has some sort of like tasteful integration. Like for example, with Hogwarts Legacy, I've been dabbling into that again recently. If you don't know where to go for the mission, you can like hit a button, and then like
I'll give you like a hint.
within like lore, and like within game, like you'll pop out this little like gold fairy sort of thing that like flies in the direction of like where you're supposed to run to or where you're supposed to go. And like I like that because it like integrates it into the game and isn't just like go over here, but you still have the option or like the chance to just run around and like explore and discover it on your own. So I like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I'm the same. I just like because there's never gonna be like people are gonna be smart. Some people are gonna be dumb. The middle is the best
I
guess.
mean, yeah, it's definitely happened to me like a million times where I'm playing a game and like I cannot figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to go, and I have to look up a video, and it's like the most obvious thing in the world.
And you're
But
like, oh my god.
when you're just in the moment, like I just didn't think about it.
Yeah. Do every topic.
We did do every topic.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Now that means that we're going to our questions. John, pick a question for us.
I already picked a question. It's your.
Okay, we'll go to the first one. Well, the most recent one. How'd you get the music taste you have now? Oh my god, John's gonna be here for hours. Like, what genre did you start off from and the journey and stuff? And are you proud of it? Also, want to say Cat Jim is one of the best playlists I've listened to. Everybody go follow my Spotify. Also, that's crazy because I fucking hate that playlist. Go ahead, John, because yours is a lot.
My musical journey. So
Or do you know it?
yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know
I've
because
I,
if I've thrown it on you.
I have a pretty clear path. So when I was like a kid, and even going into high school, I didn't really listen to music. Like I liked what was on the radio, and obviously there was like songs that I liked, but I didn't use streaming services or like I didn't look up on like YouTube all the time, just like music to listen to. I had one of those mini little iPods when I was a kid that had like the Gummy Bear song on it, and like Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa. But it was also like shared with my brothers, and I didn't really like listen to it all the time. Anyways, that to say, I then one day was on YouTube, and I randomly, I know I do this a lot, especially like I'll do it with Meerkat and Call, where I just go on like random YouTube dives, or sometimes I'll feel curious and just like hit the trending tab and see what's going on, right? And I saw a song called 1-800 that was on trending because it was a music video by Logic. And I watched it and I went, ha, okay. And then I was like, I just moved on, right? Like I didn't necessarily like the song, but I was just like, all right, yeah, this is okay. Moved on.
Yeah.
Then I found myself, you know, when like you just like move on from something, or like you hear a song, you're like, it was all right. And then like you're sort of like thinking about it. That's what happened to me, where like I kept thinking about the song, like I watched the music video again, and then like another one of his music videos was recommended. So like I watched the next music video that was recommended by him, and then I was like, yo, I kind of like this. So then I became a Logic fan, which, side note, that's where my name comes from, because Logic has an alter ego called Young Sinatra, and I was Old Sinatra, which then turned to Sinatra, which then turned to Sin. Because yeah, I had like a million names. Anyways, so then I was listening to Logic, and then through that, I made a Spotify, started like actually listening to music, but I only listened to Logic. And I was like, I made a Twitter and stuff like that, and I was like following Logic and like all of his, he was on a management label called Visionary Music Group, and the old social media manager for that was goated. His name was Sermon, but he was like really, really good at interacting with like fans and like the community and stuff like that. And then through that, I found out about Chelsea Cutler, because she was under the same management group as well. So then I tried out her music, and this wasn't rap at all. And one thing about me when I was in high school is like, I sort of listened to like Travis Scott and stuff like that, but I really only did it to fit in because I didn't want to get made fun of. So then on my own, I was like listening to Chelsea Cutler, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I kind of like this. And one thing about me is I've been getting better at not doing it, but I'm someone who likes to knock things before I try them, where I just like hate on stuff for no reason because it's like new and different, and we don't like new and different. And so like I was listening to Chelsea Cutler, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Then I listened to, she had an EP called Brent, and I was like, ew, who is this guy singing? I don't care about him. I only care about Chelsea Cutler. Right? Then after a little bit, I was like, okay, this guy's actually pretty good. And that led me to Jeremy Zucker. So I started listening to Jeremy Zucker. And then also through like features, started listening to Quinn 92. And then started listening to AOK because they're part of a group called Mutual Friends. And then for a while, my music only grew through that spider web. So it would be like if someone collaborated. So like Alexander 23 opened up on tour for Chelsea Cutler and collaborated. So then I started listening to Alexander 23. And then like I could like draw a map that like led a clear line to every artist that like I listened to. I started listening to Gracie Abrams really early on in her career because Chelsea Cutler posted a Gracie Abrams song on her story. And Chelsea Cutler is the GOAT, so I tried it out, and I was like, oh, wow, she's actually pretty good. Noah Kahan had a song with Quinn 92, so I started listening to Noah Kahan, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But then recently-ish in my life, I started delving out, because then I was pretty much just listening to, like, rap and pop. But then, on YouTube, there was a thing called Boiler Room, that was sort of like gaining steam. Boiler Room with Fred again. And I saw Jericho, who's a YouTuber that I used to watch, post a clip from it. And so then I watched Fred Again's Boiler Room set, and I was like, oh, I kind of like electronic music. So then I started listening to Fred Again and became a really big Fred Again fan. And then now, most recently, I've been listening to Zach Bryan.
Yeah.
My brain wanted to say Zach Brown. No, I'm listening to Zach Bryan. And yeah, my music taste is the most diverse it's ever been. I listen to rap, I listen to pop, I listen to like different subgenres of pop. Like I'll listen to a Dua Lipa here and there, but then I'll also listen to like Zeph or like Chelsea Cutler. And through Mckenzie, I started listening to Billie Eilish and
Speaking of Billie Eilish, want to know how I got to my music?
And Phineas, and now I have a very big, diverse music palette that I am proud of because I listen to pretty much everything. Also,
My turn? Oh.
sorry, one side note, I do have to shout out Meerkat, otherwise he'll probably kill me. I also got a lot
You
of
don't
music.
even listen.
I got a lot of music from Meerkat because like I started listening to like UK rap and like Drake and stuff like that from Meerkat. So I have to
Now
give him
I'm
his props.
curious. Before we go into our my music taste,
Yeah.
let's see what our Daylight is playlist.
What is that?
Search up Daylight on Spotify.
Daylight.
Sorry, Daylist, not Daylight.
Daylist.
Mine is Annoyed Witchy Monday Night. You listen to Jazzy on Monday nights. Here's some revival UK pop harmony moving songwriter and Burst Q.
This says you listen to Masterpiece and Scream on Monday nights. But Scream isn't like Screamo. I'm confused what Scream is. Because when I click Scream, it's like Tate McRae, Renee Rapp, Olivia Rodrigo, Gracie
I got
Abrams.
UK rap and it gave me Alexander 23 and
But it-
Jeremy Zucker come through. So
But it seems like 99% of this Daylist playlist is Taylor Swift, and then there's a little bit of Olivia, Gracie, and Sabrina Carpenter.
very screamo.
Very Scream.
But my music taste.
Also, wait,
so...
I'm gonna pull up stats for Spotify. I feel like we should say.
No, it's fine. You don't want to watch it.
No,
It's
I
fine.
feel
You
I
don't
feel like
wanna
we should
listen. No,
like
it's
I
fine,
feel like
dude.
we
It's
should say
okay.
like our top artists of like
I think they know mine.
my top 3 artists of all time are Quinn 92, Taylor Swift, and Drake. Of the last 6 months, it's Drake, Chelsea Cutler, and Zeph. And of the last 4 weeks, it's Zach Bryan, Logic, and Chelsea Cutler. And my top tracks, my top track of the last 4 weeks is I Remember Everything by Zach Bryan. My top track of the last 6 months is Leave Me Alone by Fred again. And my top track of all time is SOS by Quinn 92. On to Mckenzie.
Hi, I'm Mckenzie. So I'll do my top artists. The last 4 weeks it has been Renee Rapp, Billie Eilish, and Gracie Abrams. The last 6 months it has been Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish, and Renee Rapp. And all time is Billie Eilish, Jeremy Zucker, and Phineas. And for top tracks, my all-time most listened song is Getting Older by Billie Eilish, followed by Lost Cause by Billie Eilish, followed by The 30s by Billie Eilish, followed by Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, followed by I Can't Change My Number by Billie Eilish, then Nothing's the Same by Alexander 23 and Jeremy Zucker. And then Lily Bossa Nova by Billie Eilish, and then TV by Billie Eilish.
Are we listing all
And then
50 of
sorry, I got a lot of Billie Eilish. But my music
you
genre.
didn't say your top track of the last 6 months or 4 weeks.
I know I was gonna do my most. Okay, so all time is Getting Older. Last 6 months is Can't Catch Me Now from the Hunger Games Ballad on the Songbirds and Snakes by Olivia Rodrigo. And my last 4 weeks is Everywhere Everything with Gracie Abrams, followed by Snow Angel by Renee Rapp. And Everything Everywhere with Gracie Abrams is a Noah Kahan song.
Okay, carry on.
Okay, so if you don't know, I have an older sister.
What?
Wow! And as a younger sister, it is our duty to copy everything that they do. So my music taste was whatever she listened to. So growing up, I listened to whatever she was listening to. I even used her Spotify in like elementary school, and she would be like, "Get off the Spotify," and I
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to listen to music. So my music really consists of One Direction. Thank you for listening. I do remember one day though. I think it was. I just got home from school and my sister was watching a music video and I was like, "Who's that?" And it was 5 Seconds of Summer. It was the
Yo.
Looks So Perfect music video. Yeah. 9 years ago. Crazy. And I started listening to some of that. When my sister got into K-pop, I like was on the bus listening to like Red Velvet, like Ice Cream. But I didn't really get my own music genre until high school because I became extremely depressed. And I wanted to listen to sad music. And I was only listening to One Direction sad music. And one day I was scrolling and I was like, what is this Ocean Eyes? What is this? I
Hmm.
think it was also a few weeks before When the Party's Over came out. So I was late to the trend, but I did love When the Party's Over. I've drawn the single cover art for it on a painting before, and that was like my profile photo. That was my laptop background,
Mhm.
and I just became obsessed with Billie Eilish because I was like, oh my god, she can like portray what I'm feeling through
Mhm.
music. And that's like the first time I experienced that. I was
Yeah,
like, this
I was
is
sort of the same when I
weird.
discovered Chelsea Color. I was like, whoa, that
That's how
like
I'm
they're
feeling.
saying the thing that I'm feeling right now. They feel the same way.
So I listened to a lot of Billie Eilish. I got made fun of for listening to Billie Eilish because it was depressing music and wasn't good and all that. So people were not a fan, but I still listened.
Mhm.
And let me open my Spotify really quickly. Let's see if it will work. But one day I was like, I'm gonna make a playlist, and the playlist is still up. It is my rainy nights playlist, also one's called Midnight Bops. And my first ever song was added in 2019, which was Bored by Billie Eilish. And it has had a lot of like different variations, but I don't exactly know how I found Jeremy Zucker, but the same day I made the playlist, I added 3 Jeremy Zucker songs. So I'm assuming that I was just scrolling on the
One
wonderful Spotify and found it, and I was like, this is good. This is a bop. Um,
one thing
and then I
one thing that's funny about that is when I met Mackenzie, I remember when I first looked at her playlist, I kept repeating to myself, or not to myself, I kept like going like, "You listen to Jeremy Zucker?" Because I didn't think anyone knew who that was, and she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "You listen to Jeremy Zucker?" And she was like, "Yeah."
yeah, what's the
And
big deal?
I thought it was like the craziest thing.
But if you ever want to know what my music genre was like in 2019, go to Rainy Nights playlist. But yeah, it was Billie Eilish, Jimmy Zucker. I went to see Billie Eilish also in 2019. 2019 was really the year that I found music a lot. But I went to go to Billie Eilish concert, which is technically my second ever concert other than One Direction. Um, and did not know how to find out who was opening for her. So I looked at her past um like openers and I went, "Oh, it's her brother opening." And I listened to his music and I went, "This is bad." I
Me when I
don't
listened to
like
Jeremy
this.
Zucker for the first time.
Um but turns out wasn't wasn't Phineas opening for it. It was
Oh.
actually
Oh.
um what's the song?
Uh.
Dude, wait, I got wait, don't wait. Denzel Curry.
Yes, sir.
So I was like not
I
prepared
don't want
to
the word of the get respect up on the
flip.
street. My Counter Strike music kit.
So after so
What
then I
what an
was
opener, by the way. What a like
yeah.
a stark different. Normally it's like
The
the
both
opener sort of fits the same vibe.
Yeah, the both times I've seen Billie Eilish, well, the most recent time was at a music festival, so it wasn't really an opener, but it was oh no, what's his name? It's a no, Baby Keem. That's
Baby
who it was.
Keem, two phone Baby
I
Keem.
was like, it's a baby. What baby is it?
Is it little baby? Is it the baby?
The
Baby
baby. There's so
Keem.
many babies. So they've both had the rap kind of aspect. So I was like, whoa, because that's a different vibe from Billie sometimes. But been day one Billie supporter. I could have seen her on her first tour, but it was around my birthday, and my parents didn't want me to go to a mosh pit place because I like only turned like I don't know 15, and my sister didn't like her music at the time. So
Oh yeah,
I
that's
couldn't go
another thing
alone.
that I feel like we both sort of relate to. At least I know I do, and I think you do. Where it's like
We like to
we-
say that we knew the artist before they blew up.
we kind of like pick up artists just before their blow up, or just at like the beginning of their blow up. Because like I remember Spotify actually give a thing. We were like some of the first listeners of Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo because Mackenzie got me into High School Musical, the series, and she was an actress on that. So
I
we
don't
were like,
know why I started watching. I remember Disney Plus came out and High School Musical, the musical series, kind of like was on it, and I like watched it in drama class to make fun of it, and then I was like,
you got
okay,
invested.
wait, they're kind of a cute couple. I kind of want to. I see cute couples and I'm like, they're cute. I want to continue this,
Mhm.
and then my heart gets broken. And I'm like, why the fuck did I continue this?
So yeah, we kind of like
But
discover artists. Just
yeah, no, like for an example, like Renee Rapp, I feel like I discovered her right before her blow up, really,
Mhm.
like because Alexander 23 is her producer
uh
and toured with her. And I was
yeah.
gonna go see her to go see him.
Mhm.
And like Leve has been very popular, but I around actually this time
Mhm.
wanted to listen to Valentine's by Leve because I was like, oh, I know this song, but I've never listened to it. And then I started listening to Everything I Know About Love
Mhm.
soundtrack, and I was like, I really like this.
Yeah, and like
And then
I started listening to Drake when Certified Lover Boy came out, so like I'm kind of like
I thought
OG.
you were being sarcastic.
No, I am. That's 2021.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know. Yeah, I'm sort of
I
an
was like,
OG
huh?
in Drake. I discovered him with this little small song called "God's Plan" a few years back. So
But like, and also like I knew Leve before that actually because of Ain't Christmas with Alexander 23. So shout out
true.
Alexander 23 because he also produced Olivia Rodrigo,
Yeah,
which
and
are
then,
like
like-
he just kind of knows everybody. He's like kind of that guy.
Like I was listening to Tate McRae when she was like, she's our age, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so when we were like 16, I was listening to like Tate McRae's like early stuff.
Oh,
Because,
really?
Again, Chelsea Cutler.
Hold.
Holding.
Hold.
Holding.
Hold.
Holding.
I can't find her.
Holding.
One day 2020. Fuck. Never mind.
So like, there's a lot of art. Like, there's obviously
Mm.
I don't discover every artist because like Drake, for example. Like, I'm not some OG Drake fan or anything, but like, there's a lot of artists that I was pretty early on.
But yeah, I found Billie Eilish because I was sad and I was looking up songs, and I think I found her actually on SoundCloud. Funny enough, found
I
Phineas because of Billy. Found Dreamy Zucker because I was sad. That made me find Alexander 23. Harry Styles is One Direction. Sabrina Carpenter blew up on TikTok. Gracie Abrams, I don't know how. She just kind of popped. I was like, I Star Wars. Like, I don't know how I found her. I'm gonna be honest. But
I mean,
a lot of
I know
like,
your sister. I don't know if that was pre you listening to her, but
She
I know your
did-
sister was a fan, and like
yeah.
I was a fan too.
But the only thing that annoys me with Gracie Abrams is that her lyrics are so fucking repetitive. She's just like, I came out of the blue like that. I came out, and then it's like that for 30 minutes of her repeating.
I'm falling.
Okay, but
again,
that's
I'm
one song.
Watermelon sugar, hi. Watermelon sugar, hi.
Okay, I don't listen to that song. I
Watermelon
skipped that
sugar.
one.
Okay.
But
Will be a fine line. Will be a fine line.
I don't like this. Okay,
As it
but-
was. As it.
But most of my music that I find now is from TikTok.
Mhm.
TikTok kind of like helps a lot. That or the Spotify little suggestions recommended area.
Dude, my mom is a freak.
What?
She like made a playlist for her party, for like a birthday party that she threw, and she put like some modern stuff and stuff like that on it. But now she just hits add similar songs and then like doesn't go through what songs they add, and it's snowballed to like, because she had Justin Timberlake, it then put songs from the Trolls movie, which then put more songs from the Trolls soundtrack, which then put kids songs, and suddenly I'm listening to the Sing 2 mashup of their auditions, so it's flipping between like 9 different songs, and I'm like, Mom, what is going on?
What's it called? I actually for stream listen to my playlist now on Smart Shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Which sometimes is a miss, but it's very nice when I don't listen to the same song every fucking stream.
Mm-hmm. Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm happy your mom's loves kids songs.
It's
That's
like
great.
we're listening to like a trap remix of like Wheels on the Bus. I'm like, Mom, what's it? And she's like, oh, I gotta remove this. I'm like, what is going on?
Now I'm looking at my like top song like artists of all time, and Doja Cat is number 13. But the one thing that like confused me the most is Marnelli.
Marianne.
He opened
Whatever
for
his name is.
Phineas, and
Yeah.
he has like 5 songs.
Yeah.
And there's no way that I've listened to so many of that one song I like by him.
You had a crazy. You were like Marianelli. Yeah, you were obsessed with him for a little bit.
I was obsessed with the song Turtleneck Sweater.
You were kind of like really big on him.
That's the only song, and he's numbers.
But you listened to it a lot.
I guess so. Also, Angie Garfield is 31 on my Spotify all-time listened.
I'm trying to look for any weird ones, but so far my top is like pretty, like, makes sense, predictable.
I got Mac Miller.
Zach Bryan has overtaken Harry Styles. Is maybe.
I got Wilbur Soot and Lovejoy. I got Rondo.
Never mind. I see.
Burnham.
Okay. My top 50 was so normal until I got to number 50. That's so unfortunate.
Mine is Hotel Ugly. Whose is yours?
Everything is like artists that I listen to, like scrolling through just like random ones. Like there's like Billie Eilish, Ben Camino. We got Justin Bieber, Julia Michaels, Don Toliver, Lizzie McAlpine, right? Ed Sheeran, Metro Boomin, New Jeans, right? Artists that like I've listened to where I had like little pockets of. At number 50, we have The Lonely Island. Now, if you don't know who The Lonely Island is, it's basically Andy Samberg and two other comedians who make songs like I'm on a Boat and Like a Boss, and there's one about Bin Laden, and it's basically just like you know Natalie's rap, say something about the motherfucking prequels, bitch. They were good. Yeah,
you should specify Natalie Portman, not Natalie, because we have a friend named Natalie, and I was like, she rap?
So like that's by The Lonely Island, and so them being a top 50 artist for me is kind of like I did not listen to Jizz in My Pants that many times. So I'm gonna have to.
That's what you thought.
I'm gonna have to pick a new artist and stream them until they overtake to knock them off.
Sorry, I just opened my. I was on Google Chrome, right? And I just got a Twitch whisper, and if this is you, I'm sorry for exposing you. But they messaged me today at 8:41 p.m. So you know me, I'm cool guy _428. I'm coming back, and you can do nothing about it. I'm a cool guy. Like, are they banned? Like, I don't know
back.
who you are.
You can't do anything about it.
Are you banned from my? What are they? I don't know who they. Welcome to the deep dive on the podcast. If this person is banned or not.
I got whispered once. My most recent Twitch whisper that I have, and like the most confusing one, was out of nowhere. Someone said, "Hello there, R6 Sin," and I said, "Hey," and they then 2 days later said, "Do you play phone games?" And I said, "Nah, not really." And then 2 more days later, they said, "Can I invite," with dead mouse emote, "you to play games?" ? Add my Discord, and put their Discord, and I didn't reply, and they stopped contacting me. Thank God.
I got some more. Okay, it does seem like that they were banned. They made the account and followed me on the same day. I banned them. You timed them out like 7 days before I banned them. I don't. It just seems like they were a kid.
Maybe they said something that was like a blocked message, so it doesn't come up in there.
No, I don't think
History.
so. I'm gonna send you this message that they wrote, and you can read it.
Like, do you want me to just live read it out loud?
Yeah, if it's okay.
Okay, so first of all, I thought the Lego guy and the Lego Camp City was not 70 years old. Okay, I didn't know that man. Why? Come on, man. Why was he a man? Or was he not? I had to help, so I gave him a burger, and then it all changed. He was hospital.
And you guys wonder why? Let me give you another one. Go ahead, John.
It's give me a cool guy school with awesome guy. GU, guys, cool, amazing. Oh my God, so cool. Awesome, amazing school. Such a good fan of Mad. Do you think Beef is better than Patty or Patterns Betty Been Beef?
How did he survive 712 messages? He also asked me if I'm part of the Illuminati.
Yes, she is.
What?
What?
Don't say that. Don't expose me.
My
They
mom.
also asked me what the weirdest thing I've ever eaten was as the first message.
Mini rant about my parents. That's
Oh.
a non-serious rant.
Welcome to the therapy session of the
They
podcast.
are really bad at remembering their passwords to things. And
Oh.
then my oldest brother, got our family a password manager, which is like you
that's a
pay for it.
thing?
Yeah, it's basically like Google Password Manager, but it's like you pay for it and it's way more secure and stuff like that. And you can like share passwords with the family, right? So like say like our Netflix password, right? Like it's in there and then it'll like autofill for everyone, right?
Smart. That's
But
cool.
then both of my parents forgot their master password
Oh,
to
no.
log into the password manager. And I just text my mom because I'm trying to watch the Warriors game right now. That's halfway through, but I need NBA League Pass. So I asked my mom if she could get NBA League Pass because she owns the YouTube TV. But she forgot her YouTube TV login and currently can't log in to get me NBA League Pass to watch the Warriors game.
This is a friendly reminder to remember your passwords.
Remember your passwords, please.
All right, last question, and then we're calling it. Would you guys ever do an episode with videos and stuff? So, obviously, we do have a YouTube channel. If you guys don't know,
True.
that
Subscribe
reminds
to
me.
the YouTube channel.
We do have a TikTok and we do have an Instagram. And our original thoughts were we were going to do like clips, but because we don't really have the visual aspect, it's not really like. Would you guys want a visual? Like, it's up to you guys. Would you like? Do you? Because I personally like. John loves to watch.
Yeah.
Podcasts.
I used to. I mean, now when I work, I just listen. But I
And
used to like have to watch.
Yeah, and I do think that it is like when we're talking about stuff, like throwing up a photo is so much easier than us being like.
Yeah, but the problem,
"Boop-a-doop-doop-a-doo."
like, that's one of us has to edit it.
No, you can just like have a different scene, and that can just show
Oh,
what you know. You just click on the scene. But I just feel like it's just me in my room scroll. You guys are just gonna expose us for just not paying attention to the other person.
Yeah, I've been like.
That's what
I
it's
mean,
gonna
I've
be.
been paying attention to you and listening to you, but I've been like
Oh
passively.
yeah, I've been on Twitter.
I've been like passively scrolling Twitter and watching the Bucks game.
Did you know Blackpink's Lisa has joined the cast of the
I
White
did see that. White
Wow.
Lotus, yeah. That's actually
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
I've heard White Lotus is good. I kind of want to watch it.
I don't know what the fuck White Lotus is.
I've heard it's really good.
But yeah, let us know if you guys would want a video aspect. I don't think it's going to be the most interesting thing. It's most of the time me
And
fidgeting
even-
with something.
And even if everyone says yes, maybe it might not happen. So
Yeah, it's not like a for sure thing because John does have his setup in like a very busy area of his house.
I'm in
and
like I have like a little basement living room thing, and that's where my setup is. And so like if I just have video on, and then my parents come home, then they just like walk it. You know what I mean?
but when in doubt, we can always make John a VTuber. That we could just become AIs, and this is actually all
True.
AI generated, and I'm not a real person
Real.
either. But let us know your thoughts. But again, it's not a for sure. We just like input
Uh-huh.
and all that.
So.
But I do think that would be beneficial to make this podcast, bigger
Uh-huh.
and wider audience. But at the end of the day, we're not really looking to what like if you want to listen to it, it's here. This is just a fun thing for me and John
Yeah.
to do. This is the only time I talk to John in a week because I am too busy with school. However, I'm off next week. Woo!
Let's go.
Let's go! I have so many assignments I need to do next week.
The compare is I don't know if I can ask that. I think I can.
It's kind of hard to tell when you can't ask when you
Am I
don't.
allowed to ask that?
It is. I wouldn't say it is because people call it different things.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
That's all I wasn't sure.
Midterm season. Woo. But yeah, I think that's the episode. Right?
Yeah.
Have we hit? What's the time? We're looking at hour.
24 minute.
I was gonna guess an hour 20. But thank you so much for listening. If you listened this far, cool.
Thanks.
Thanks, man. Hope you got a little update on what's happening on the internet.
Let
We're
us
your local chronically online people.
feel free
Oh my
to.
god,
This is a little
rebrand. Oh
chronically
my god, I had
online.
a topic I wanted to talk about.
Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Feel
It's
free.
not relevant next week.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
I hosted an award show.
Oh, true. No, this will be relevant next week.
Yes. Okay. I don't know if I'll remember. We'll see.
I'll remind you.
Oh, I don't know if I don't have anything. I just wanted to mention that I did an award show.
Yeah, go watch it on YouTube, guys. If you missed it, go watch it
Yeah, you guys can watch me mess up the audio because the entire first bit has a laugh track, but no one could hear it. That's a little insider information for you. But end it off, John.
Thank you guys so much for listening. This is a little late to say, but feel free to, like, if we're ever debating something, feel free to let us know your opinion in the
That's
Discord.
why we have
Like,
the wonderful
chat. Yeah, like,
channels.
like,
Oh, that
what are
reminds
your
me, the
opinions
podcast.
on the Yellow Line discourse, and like, do you guys like simple graphics on shirts, or do you like big complicated stuff?
But yeah, you can just put it in the that reminds me ... where
Yeah.
it says feel free to talk about anything.
And I hope you listen to next week's. We'll have a
And
guest
thanks
soon,
for
eventually.
being here. Well, I have guests lined up. I'm just need to be in a very socially
Social
mood. And also, John's been really busy because he has this like R6 trial thing that was supposed to happen tonight, and then it didn't happen tonight, and then it was
Oh,
the Super
dang.
Bowl. But yeah, once we're free, we'll get a guest so we can like cement it. But
Bye-bye.
bye.